we can also think, just like those of you here, most of you are serving at ISKCON in Vellore, you can also think how to make ISKCON Vellore great. Not in the sense of competing with others, that may be there to some extent, but not. Srila Prabhupada also encouraged competition to some extent, not to the extent of we want to show that we're better so that everyone will praise us more than you, but we can also think that, oh, someone has served Krishna so nicely, so we shall try to do the same and more. And then they will try to emulate us, and then let there be a competition to serve Krishna in the best possible way. But I'm also involved here. You can also think how to make this a very great center of Krishna consciousness. We can go through our life day by day, just getting up in the morning, doing our sadhana seriously, which is good, and going out and preaching, and we can go on like that. But if we have a vision of how it should be great, and that people, everyone in the city will be respectful and pleased, and they will look up to this center as a great center of spiritual leadership for the whole area, that we want to establish. There's already a famous temple in Vellore, recently established, but no one thinks of it as a spiritual center. It's a temple, but it has no spiritual life whatsoever. It's more like a monument. Already the old monument is there in the city, and now there's a new monument. So you want to give actual spiritual life, that when people come they can immediately perceive by the atmosphere this is something very spiritual. I remember the first time I came to one of Srila Prabhupada's temples. I'd never been to, as far as I remember, I'd never been to any temple of any kind prior to that. There were hardly any temples in England at that time. I was immediately struck that this atmosphere is something completely different to anything I've ever experienced. A very spiritual atmosphere. Just everything about it. The devotees and the pictures and the incense, but mostly the devotees themselves, because we can go to many temples and find that they're dead. And sometimes even the deities, and it looks like they're just some statues, because there's no one there to accept any worship, because there's no spirit of worship. So we want to make this a great center, and for that, well, we're going to have to work very hard, and that's something also we can learn from Narendra Modi. He's dedicated, he has a vision, and he works very hard. So that we can also learn. It's not that just by in some ISKCON temples they say a prayer every morning. Oh, the name of the deities, if you so desire, make this, bring more devotees so we can increase the bhakti, or build this, and every few devotees just mumble along with it, but it's not. It's just a ritual. But we have to make it. We have to make it our life. If things are actually going to happen in an extraordinary way in Krishna consciousness, then we're going to have to come to the platform that Srila Prabhupada was on, or at least imbibe that mood of really wanting to do something significant for Krishna. If we're in that mood, then there will be many tests, no doubt, and things may not happen immediately. That just, well, I want everything wonderful for Krishna. Okay, Krishna, do something. It doesn't happen immediately. It might not happen to the extent that we envision. But we have to try. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, toward the end of his life, he expressed disappointment that although so many wonderful things had happened, so many untoward things had also happened. So we don't know what's going to happen in this world. But undoubtedly Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he did amazing service, and that was carried on and brought to the next level by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And that was carried on and brought to the next level by Srila Prabhupada, our own Srila Prabhupada. And we should, as Srila Prabhupada said, we should at least maintain what I've given you, if you can't expand. But actually we should expand. In many ways the movement has expanded since Srila Prabhupada left, and in some ways it's declining also. So expand doesn't just mean the number of buildings and the number of people with tilak on their foreheads, but it also means that actually the standards should improve and not decline.